Hey everyone, welcome to the Knitting Unicorn podcast. I am Rebecca and I'm coming to you from southern New Hampshire. It's been a few months since my last podcast, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome. And you know that at the beginning of this whole quarantine thing, I was also moving, so this is my new space. If you're a new viewer, welcome. So it's been crazy. I don't need to go into all the craziness of the quarantine stuff. We all know. Crazy. Luckily, I'm in New Hampshire, which is not a hot spot. I think we've been consistently hovering around 40th in states ranking with the most cases. So that's good. I mean, we're still having precautions and things like that, but it's good. I definitely I'm an introvert and I'm a homebody, and so when this all started, I was like, whatever. I already work from home most of the time and stay home most of the time knitting and binging Netflix. This is no different than my regular life, but turns out even though I don't like talking to people, I do like being around people. I miss my knitting group. Every other weekend we used to meet up at Starbucks in the morning, and I miss doing that. But I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. You guys know that I got divorced last August, and that's been okay. But I did meet someone recently. So that's been going good, and everything's good. Other than totally overeating all the time in quarantine and probably gaining 1,000,000 pounds, things are good. Work is great. And yeah. So I guess we'll get into it. I don't have anything finished to show you. The last thing I finished was this, my Paris Toujours shawl, which is in the spun right round. It was a mini set, one of a kind mini set. I forget what it was called. Traveling, wandering, something like that. But I finished that. I showed you that last time, and I also finished the Stoneham poncho, which I believe I showed you last time. I still haven't woven in the ends or blocked it, but you know, it's warm out now, and I'm not going to be wearing that for many months, so I decided to just put that off. I've been casting on a lot of things, a lot of socks, so I guess I will show you all the things. And I have a couple purchases. I haven't been going crazy. I'll talk about that too. So yeah, let's get into it. I think I've showed you guys these socks 100 times. I really haven't made much progress on them. So I'm doing them 2 at a time. It's just a vanilla sock. I think I'm going to actually start the heel on these right away and do them as an ankle sock. This is the color for the heels and toes. So that's nice. I haven't really been working on those. I've been more focused on vanilla socks on my 9-inch circulars, so I can just go around and around and around while I'm working or watching TV. Or I've also been doing a lot of D&D online, so I have a game on every other Friday and every other Saturday. So I'm in 2 different campaigns, possibly a third campaign. And that's been a really great way to stay connected with friends and do something. So we've been, using Roll20 and D&D Beyond and playing, and that's been a lot of fun. So those socks. Then the other socks, I started these for my boyfriend. This is the yarn. It's a mess right now, but it's a BFL nylon from Teeny Button Studio, and it's in the Harry Potter inspired colorways. This one's called Mully Grubs. and it's really nice earth tones, and I really like it. I had made a shorty sock out of this that I ended up hating, and I was gonna rip it out, but I can't find it. So I definitely don't have enough to do a whole sock for my boyfriend in this color, because he likes more Jessie socks to be taller, so there's about a 7-inch leg, and then I have to do the heel and the foot and the toe, and if I have enough, it's barely enough. So I ordered a mini skein from her. I have mini skeins, and I have scraps and stuff that match the color, like they would look good, coordinate, whatever, but I don't have anything in BFL nylon, and this is just such a different texture from the merino nylon that I thought that putting a merino nylon heel and toe, it might be awkward. It might feel awkward. I'm not sure. Where's the other sock? So anyway, I ordered a mini skein from her. I guess it's not that different. We'll see what happens. I'll show you that in a second. So anyway, I haven't finished these because I was waiting for that mini skein to arrive. So these are just a vanilla sock with a 1x1 twisted rib, and yeah, it's a little dark in here, but you can see it's got the greens and browns and navy. So I really like that. So while I was waiting for the mini skein to arrive, I decided to cast on another pair of socks for him, because I also have from Whips on Sticks that the green and yellow sock. It's the Link colorway, and then I showed you guys a couple episodes ago was a black and red pair, and that was the dark Link colorway, and so this was from her Legend of Zelda Mystery Yarn Club. And so one of the other colors I got was called Ganon, and this is similar to the other one, but more orange and purple instead of brown and navy. So it's a little more orange than this in person, so I hope that when I go to edit this video you can see that. But there's pops of orange, like, I don't know, how does that look to you? That's a much brighter orange in real life, and those are dark plum colors. So hopefully in editing that will come through, but I really love the way these socks look. They look amazing, and he already tried them on and they fit him pretty well. So I am done with everything except the toe, and then this is where things got confusing. Not confusing, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. So these came with a mini for heels and toes and whatever, which is this. It's very similar. I think I have enough here to do the toes in the same color. If that's the case, then I was thinking I could use this color as the heel and toe for these. It's just, it feels so much softer, but when I hold the knitted fabric, it doesn't feel that different. So we'll see. What do you think? Should I put a merino heel and toe with a BFL sock? They do feel awfully similar when they're knitted up. They're quite tightly knit and have a very dense fabric. I don't know, they look so similar. But yeah, love them. So I've been doing those socks, and this has been my plain, I don't want to think knitting. And then, what else do we have for socks? We have, oh, I just cast these on. I've barely gotten through a repeat, but these are the Sunshine socks? Let It Shine? Sunshine? Not Let It Shine. I think it's Sunshine. From grocery girls, Jody and Tracy Miller. So this was her pattern. I will try and put a picture in so you can see it because I don't have much to show you. I really just started it and you can barely see some patterning starting to emerge right here. But basically these look like a cabled sock, but it's a faux cable. And I'm doing this in the Lolo Did It Hippo for Little Celebrations, and this was the Mani Petty colorway. And that's the yarn, and that's the mini. So I'm really excited. These are going to be great. I haven't been working on them as much lately because I've been kind of obsessed with my vanilla socks. So that's that. And then the other thing I cast on, which I'm almost done with, I say that, but I'm not almost done with it. I'm on Sleeve Island for a baby sweater. How sad is that? So my brother and his wife are expecting a baby girl in July, and I cast on a baby vertebrae for them. So it's so little. I'll show you the back because that gives you a much better representation of the color. Oh my god, I love this so much. So this is, there's the bottom. So this is the baby vertebrae. I will put who the pattern is by because I can't remember, but I think it's a free pattern. I know a lot of people have knit it, and this is the newborn one, and then she did a paid-for version that is newborn through adult. So I think I might want to make this for myself. So it's a open cardigan, but it doesn't have any front. So it's just the raglan shaping for the shoulders, and then you just go straight down and you do the sleeves, and then you do a border. So it's supposed to be open here, like come like this, not like this. You can see that. And that's definitely something I really like, especially when it's a little bit warmer out, but not too warm. And I like to wear like flowy floral tanks, but with a little cardigan over it. I think that would be perfect. So I'm gonna make one for myself, but this is the one for my soon to be here niece. I just have to finish this sleeve and do this sleeve and then pick up all around to do the border, edging, whatever. So this is Yarn Carnival, and this is hand-dyed, made in Texas. It's the Snake Charmer sock base, which is 50% merino, 50% silk, which I think is perfect for a baby. It's so soft. Like, that would just feel so nice. Not itchy at all. And light enough for, I think, summertime. Anyway, the color is Sugar Skull, and it's a fingering weight yarn. So I'm loving that. Here's the skein all balled up. Ooh. You can see the shine on that. It's so gorgeous. And so my sister-in-law didn't really want a lot of pink, and this is it's a slightly pink, slightly lavender base, and then it's just got rainbow colors all speckled in. And I think it looks beautiful. And this is living in my antler and acorn bag with the bees on it, from Etsy. I love this bag. I have another one that I'll show you in a moment. The other thing I was working on is the Knitflix and Chill shawl. I took a little break from this to do some socks and the baby sweater. But here's the Knitflix and Chill. I hope you can see the texture on the camera. I don't know if it comes out as well, but it's kind of a waffle pattern up here, and then it's got garter stripes down here. And it looks absolutely tiny compared to the picture. It is on small needles, so it's very bunched up. But even still, like, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to really block it. And I'm not done. I'm halfway through the garter stripe, so there's another garter, half a garter stripe situation, and then there's a like 3-inch ribbed border. So I've got another 6 inches to go. So I hope it'll be good. I really like my shawls to be really big, and in the pattern the image looks huge, but this looks tiny. So we'll see what happens. It's the yarn is Zen Garden, and it's a stuck on a pin. Zen Yarn Garden in the Serenity 20 base, which is 70% merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. And this is a one-of-a-kind called Clay Sand. And I decided to make this. I got this on a D-stash from Amy from Happy Little Yarn. I got 3 skeins of it, and it's really nice fall colors. And I realize I don't really have a lot of fall colored anything shawls, so that's that. And this is living in my line bag from A Single Strand, and they are on Etsy as well. I love this bag. So yeah, what else do I have? Oh, and then the last thing, which I just cast on, so it's barely anything to show you, but I cast on the Cruiser from Skein Yarn, and I'll put a picture in of what it's supposed to look like. But all I've done so far is I cast on, and I did the short row shaping. This is the back, and this includes the sleeve. So you do the sleeves and the shoulders for the back, and then you pick up, here's the neck, so you'll pick up here and do the front of the sleeves and shoulders, and you'll pick up here and do the front of the sleeves and shoulders, and then you'll seam it together and do the body. It's a cardigan, slightly bat wing construction, and 3/4 length sleeves. So loving this, and again I will show you a picture because this doesn't really do anything for you, but the yarn I got 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago. I got it at Rhinebeck, and this is Primrose Yarns, and this was their Rhinebeck colorway for that year called Whatever the Weather, and I love it. It's looking awfully purple on here, but it is really a huge mix of colors. You can see there, it's better. Like there's just all kinds of colors in here, and blues and greens and everything. It's almost a grayish purpley base with tons of variegated color. So there's orange and more green. Do I have one that's... This one's got a lot of color in it. So I'm definitely alternating skeins because they are all very different. I tried to get as close to the same as I could, but they're definitely variations. But this is the Marquess base, which is in MCN DK. 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere. And it's gorgeous. And I have been toying around with what to cast on with this sweater forever, and then when I saw the Cruiser come out, I was like, that's it, that's the sweater. So the Cruiser is written for a fingering and a mohair lace weight, which basically equals a DK. I'm not a big mohair fan, so I did this in DK. This just worked out perfectly. And the cashmere will give a little bit of a halo like the mohair does, so I think this works out nice. And then she also just released a pullover version of it. Tempted to make it, but I'm not really a pullover person. every time I make one, I don't like it. I have a big bust, and I just feel like I'm stuffed into a sausage casing, so I'm more of a cardigan person. So that's it for whips. I also have my granny stripe blanket that I'm still working on, but I haven't worked on it since the last time I talked to you guys, so I'm not going to show it to you. I have a couple purchases that I will show you. So the first one I got was this skein of yarn from Inked Sheep Fibers called Corduroy. And this is on her Wicked Cheap 4-ply, which is a 1525 merino nylon. And I hope it's coming through. Everything looks really muted here, so I hope it comes through. But it's basically navies and teals with little pops of like brown in there. I really love this. And this will definitely be socks. Definitely. So I saw this on her Instagram and I had to have it. So that's Inked Sheep Fibers. Oh, that's upside down. Inked Sheep Fibers, and she's one of my favorite dyers. So love that. And then the other thing I got was I was really wanting to do the Saturate Shawl by Orange Knits. I really, really, really wanted to make that. I saw Traveling Yarn, she did hers, and that's what hers looks like. Ooh. I love that so much. And let's see if I find a couple others so you can get an idea of the fade situation going on. So, anyway, I saw that, and then I really, really wanted to make it, and then Traveling Yarn, she also posted this picture. No, not that picture. Where is it? Where is it? This picture. And I was like absolutely in love with it. So I messaged her, and because you need one more skein for the Saturate Shawl, and I said, what would you recommend putting with that, because I need 6 skeins for the Saturate Shawl. And she recommended a color called Forest Floor. So I ordered that, and there it is. Oh, I'll show you this way. Again, looks really muted. And the funny thing is they're all, well, that's not funny because she basically picked this. They're all from her Creosote collection. And they are all on the Winslow base, which is, no, that's the name of the color. The 757 sock base, which is a 75-25 merino nylon. And the colors are Monarch, and then we have Colibri, and then we have Acid Wash, and then the next color is Winslow. So beautiful. I think I want to make a boxy out of this. And then the last one, the one that she had dyed up for me, is Forest Floor, and oh my god, this color is gorgeous. Look at it. It's so pretty. So that's Forest Floor. So that was that. I don't know when I'm going to cast that on. You guys know I buy sets of yarn to make things that don't ever happen. I have, well, you can't see it because it's down here, but I still have like 3 different sweater quantities for 3 specific sweaters that I still have to cast on one of these days. So the reason I haven't bought that much stuff is that I am trying to be much better about my finances. I think like most of us, I've kind of dug myself into a little bit of debt that I'd like to get out of. And I've been doing the whole Dave Ramsey thing. I'm not going to get into it and I'm not going to preach, but I've only been doing it for like a month and it's already been amazing. Just getting a handle on my finances. So that's been great. So I've been reading this book, Chris Hogan, Everyday Millionaires, and Chris Hogan works for Dave Ramsey, and it's just about building wealth. And if you know about Dave Ramsey, then you know that, or about the baby steps, and this is something that you do after the baby steps, but it's really interesting and inspiring. So I am excited to go forward with that process. And then the other things I've been reading have been less fun because I am studying for the PMP exam, which is the Professional Project Manager, or Project Management Professional, either way. It's a big test. The application is actually the hardest part because I have to get actual documentation of proof that I've completed certain amount of hours of project management, so that's a pain. But in 2 weeks I have a exam prep course and I get to read this. So I have to read all of this needs to be read in the next 2 weeks, which doesn't seem so bad, but I'm also starting my master's degree on Monday. So it's going to be busy. Yeah, I'm finally starting my master's degree. I was supposed to start it a while ago, but you know, life. So I'm finally starting, and it's a master's in computer information systems, and it's basically half MBA and half computer science. So that's that. You can wish me luck. That's it. I say that's it, but that's a lot. I got a lot going on. And yeah, I still have some stuff up in my Ravelry stash for sale that I'm destashing. A bunch of stuff has gone, but there's still things up there, so definitely check that out. I need to make room. This cabinet is stuffed, and I feel like maybe I shouldn't buy too much more until I get rid of some things that I'm never going to use. So check that out. I'll put links to that below. And I've been really bad about show notes, but typically all of my stuff is in my project pages, so that's why I don't really do a lot of show notes, but I will try to do some show notes for you guys. Yeah, that's all I got. I got nothing. This is a short episode. That's my Sunset Highway, but you've seen that before in this last year. I don't wear it often because I gained a little weight, so it stays on my dummy over here where it looks much nicer. And I think it's hilarious that it pooled this way. I didn't notice it when I was knitting it, but after I was done I did. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I will podcast more regularly and have some finished objects to show you guys soon. And yeah, stay healthy and sane. Bye.